Hello and welcome to the Fourth Down Fiasco, your go-to podcast for an in-depth exploration of all things football. Each week, we dissect the highs and lows of last week's games, offering expert analysis, player insight, and memorable moments. I am your host, Mr. Steal Your Grandma, Jordan Pryor, and with me is the one, the only, Danny Weber. Say hello to the people, Danny.
Hello, and welcome back to episode 2.
Woo! Real exciting stuff. The rundown of today's podcast will go like this. In our first segment, we'll go over last week's games and highlight a few of the best and worst ones. Yes, the Chargers will be a part of those worst ones. And then we'll hear from the Locksmith, JPry the Sports Guy, and end the show by talking about Rashard Mendenhall's interesting parameters for the Pro Bowl. And with that, it's fourth down and goal to go, my friend. Are we going to win today?
What does that even mean?
It's fourth and goal.
No.
Are we... No tush push, no nothing? You got nothing for me?
We could try the tush push as long as we don't have a false start like Jason Kelsey.
Ooh, and with that, let's get into our game from last week, shall we? So I guess we should just go ahead and address the elephant in the room, Chargers, Raiders. Danny, if you would like to start us off.
Somehow O'Connell decided to put up 63 points. I don't really know how that happened. I don't think he knows how that even happened, but
no,
it happened. Maybe Justin Herbert turns a really, really bad Chargers team into a somewhat bad Chargers team. Because, they had Easton Stick in the game. He didn't do anything until the end of the game. But would it have been 63-21 with Herbert in the game?
Yeah. I think it still would have been bad. I don't think that he really elevates that team. I will say though, Stick did do probably the most beautiful interception thrown ever.
Pick six?
Dude, that pick six was nasty.
Goodness.
He did like a pirouette and caught that thing backhanded.
He almost overran the pass that he jumped.
I know. It was crazy.
It was amazing, that pick, but imagine if he did overrun it.
Yeah. I will say, I think in that instance, though, Herbert doesn't throw that pick. I think he hits him with the pump fake, the guy runs past, and then that doesn't happen. But one touchdown out of how many? My math's not great. 9?
A lot.
9 tutties? So, with Herbert, it would have been 8.
That's true. That is true. Here's a fun stat, though, that I'm looking at. They had the same amount of plays. They both ran 63 plays. Didn't know that one.
That's a lot of chunk yardage, I guess, for one team versus the other, maybe. Some real poor fourth quarter play from some backups leading to some things that probably shouldn't have happened. So
sounds about right.
Oh, man. No, yeah, I'm just looking at this and the stat sheet, and I'm just like, these are just ridiculous stats.
The Chargers had 5 fumbles, 4 were lost, 1 pick, which turned into a tutty. Every single Chargers coach basically got fired.
Oh yeah, they did.
Which is well overdue.
I mean, yeah, if which, to your point, this isn't the worst loss of the year, as you were saying.
I am still convinced the Dolphins-Denver game is the biggest.
But definitely the second worst. And I think that there's a pretty considerable margin with 1 and 2 and then everybody else. So
yeah, I think the first half going up 42-0 is easily the worst half of football for one team I've ever seen.
That's got to be so demoralizing. Like, how do you even take the field after that?
I was hoping for the head coach to be fired at halftime. I don't think that's ever happened before, and I was really hoping.
If there was ever a time where it would have made sense,
that was it.
Yeah, that was it. With that, let's move on to your Cincinnati Bengals. What did they do against the Vikings? Tell me.
The exact same thing we did 2 years ago. Won in overtime on a game-winning field goal by good old Evan McPherson.
Hey, but can we talk about that second effort to reach for the pylon?
That T. Higgins catch?
Oh my gosh, disgusting.
We just talked about a pick six. That touchdown was
a thing of beauty. That was someone who just willed his team to win.
Yeah.
I saw a really funny meme. You've seen Space Jam, right?
Oh yeah. Which
Yeah, with the extendo Michael Jordan arm.
yeah.
Someone had edited it to where T. Higgins's arm was like stretched out like 4 yards
I
to the
think I saw
pylon.
that. Yeah, but I
I
mean,
mean, that's what it felt like.
oh yeah, like he's what, like 6'6", and his arms are probably at a 6'8", 6'9" wingspan.
Yeah.
But like
So
we
what
were,
does that put y'all at for the year? 8-6, right?
yeah, that puts us in the wild card currently. Yes,
Ooh.
that was a very big game.
Not bad for a team with Browning at
Yeah,
quarterback.
with Burrow hurt for the first 4 weeks, and then Browning coming in, and somehow we still have 8 wins. I am shocked.
Dude, I would be on cloud nine if I were
I
you.
I'm feeling good, but like going back to that Higgins touchdown, we were together when that happened, and like it was just a desperation heave by Browning. Like he got flushed out, and he threw it, and I put my hands on my head. I was like, who is he throwing the ball to? And then T Higgins just like came out of nowhere.
And you're like, that's who it was. Yeah, for those of y'all who don't know, Danny and I hung out over the weekend, and we were with all of our friends, and he just completely ditched our group. He was jumping up and down. It was funny. I mean, I would have done the
We
same
were at a
thing.
brewery. Like, what are we supposed to?
Yeah, no, I would have done the same thing if it would have been, I don't even want to bring up my team's name today. They don't deserve it. Oh,
boy.
yeah. So change of subject. I want to talk about Dallas today. We have a couple of these lesser games to get through. Oops, quick. Tanner's going to do a little. We're going to kick to Tanner here in just a minute about a more in-depth Steelers versus Colts matchup. But any comments that you have for Steelers versus Colts?
As bad as it sounded, I kind of needed the Steelers to win to help the Bengals playoffs hope. But the Steelers' quarterback situation has been bad since Ben, and I don't think it's going to be better anytime soon.
No. But, they do have the second best head coach in all of football, so they will find a way to have a winning record by the end of the season. They will be 9-8 by the grace of God and Najee Harris.
I think more Jalen Warren than Najee Harris, but yeah.
Fair enough. I just have him in fantasy, so I'm trying to just speak it into existence,
Fair enough. Oh, I wish I would have played you in fantasy this week because I would have beat you.
Yeah, I had a bye week because some of us really carried every week.
But like, even though you still had all your starters in, I would have absolutely crushed you this week, which would have been really nice. But that's a whole different topic.
Speaking of a crushing, Broncos Lions.
I teed that one up for you.
Yeah, you did. Hey, I appreciate that.
That was once again
it was a Broncos game. That's what that was.
Yeah, we were hanging out again, and we 5 touchdowns for Goff, 3 for Laporta, 1 for Gibbs. Amon-Ra had 1. Did you see his touchdown? He like flipped into the end zone.
No, I didn't see that.
He jumped and got hit and did like a full flip.
Oh, see, I love plays like that.
Yeah.
I am mad. I had in one of my other leagues, I had Laporta on the bench.
Oof.
Yeah. Wow. I have Jake Ferguson in that same league.
I'd be starting 2 tight ends if that was the case. I'm not benching Laporta.
Yeah, I really thought that it was going to be the right choice. I was feeling spicy, and maybe I should have taken some Pepto because it got a little too spicy in there. And I shit the bed. So, Jets, Dolphins. God, I feel so bad for the Jets, dude.
I just want Aaron Rodgers to come back.
It would be incredible to see him on like a crutch, just out there throwing.
It'd probably be just as good as Zach Wilson or Trevor Siemian or Todd Boyle.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could do worse.
God, the fact that Simeon's still even in the league is just wild to me.
I wish I could be a backup NFL quarterback.
Right. Or, just like how Alex Moran was in Blue Mountain State.
Yeah. Just like
be the backup.
Some of them weren't like the best in college. They somehow still got picked up by a team and just sit behind a dude for 4 years. Or just get bounced around. And it's like,
just make a couple mil a year, Yeah. Put that thing in some savings, get a little hedge fund going.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like if you need to play, it's because your starting quarterback's hurt and people don't expect anything.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah,
when
there's
you
no
play
pressure.
well, yeah, and then you
Yeah.
play well, you end up like Browning or Tommy DeVito.
Yeah. It was like last year whenever Cooper Rush had to come in for like 5 games, and we all thought that the season was over. And if he would have sucked, we wouldn't have been mad because we thought we were going to lose every game.
Yeah,
And then if you do have a stretch of games like DeVito or Cooper Rush or whoever else, then
yeah,
it's like, oh, I get to enjoy a little fame for a little bit.
yeah,
I'm going to lock in a really nice backup contract, and we're going to call it a day.
yeah.
DeVito's going to get paid, you know?
I'm so curious to see what happens to Jake Browning.
He'll get picked up. If he continues to overall play the way that he has been, I feel like there are a couple of teams desperate enough in this league that would make him a starter.
Like if he finishes the season, we go to the playoffs and he battles for a playoff, like not win a game, but like makes it
But
close.
yeah, just keep it close.
Does he get a starting spot next year?
I mean, there are probably some teams that could use a starter.
I like Kyler Murray, but the Cardinals.
Oh well, that I was going to kick it to the next one, which was going to be the Oilers versus the Oilers. No, Texans versus Titans.
The Oilers versus the Oilers.
The Oilers versus the Oilers, baby. Yeah. God, I love those jerseys, but yeah, you can't take that from Houston. I feel like that's just wrong.
No, I agree. I need to see Houston in the powder blue.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see.
Oh yeah, you and I were talking about how much we like our powder blue unis.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Give me powder blue all day, every day.
Oh yeah, that with just a little red, white, and navy trim somewhere, just like how they had it.
Yep.
Exquisite.
Yeah, but this game was almost like two separate games. Tennessee dominated the first half with Case Keenum coming into an offense after Stroud was out this week, and then the second half was dominant by Houston. Derrick Henry had 20 touches on the game. He had 10 total yards.
That's incredible, honestly.
Yeah, the O-line for Tennessee did not do him any favors.
Oh, cheeks. Like, I feel bad. I still don't think that Will Levis is a particularly great quarterback, but he just gets smacked like every other play.
There's this one play popping up. There was a handoff to Henry, and they went to double team this one guy, and he just went right through the middle of both of them and hit Henry for a 3-yard loss. And it was like as soon as Henry touched the ball, he got hit. I was like, how do you double team a dude and he still gets you a 3-4 yard loss? It doesn't make any sense.
That's just how bad the state of their line is currently.
At least they're getting a new stadium, so
yeah, because that's going to solve their problems.
Hey, look good, play good, right? Something about that.
Speaking of someone who was looking good and playing good, my boy, big game Baker Mayfield, out here dropping 381 yards and 4 tutties.
Wow.
I know. Looking like college Baker in that bitch. That shit was crazy.
I hope I like Baker. I wish Baker can continue this, and it would be great to see him succeed.
I would love Baker Mayfield in my brain is the equivalent of Joe Flacco, where he's just a major competitor. I think that he's a lot cockier than Joe Flacco is.
Oh, yeah.
But
because he's younger.
Major competitor, but also has a lot of really bad games. But then he has those moments where you're just like, wow, how did he do that? Yeah. Just like how Flacco got the one ring, and he had, oddly enough, out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL, Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl MVP. I would love to see Baker be in that same boat. I'd be so happy.
If the Bucs had the defense from their Super Bowl run, I could see that
they'd
happening.
Have a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with how weird this season's been. There's the 49ers that are dominant now, but like they weren't before, so anyone can lose to anyone. The Eagles aren't going 15-1 again. Like the Chiefs aren't the clear favorites in the AFC.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's what's so nuanced about football is just, you get such a small window of greatness. That's honestly what was so incredible about the run that the Patriots went on for all those years.
I don't even like.
Otherworldly.
indescribable. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other time in professional sports that has happened is in hockey. The Canadians won like 17 championships out of like 20 years, but that was because there was no other good hockey team.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, the Celtics won what, 11 in 12 years or something like that,
Yeah.
and
But
like 8 straight, and they were playing plumbers
yeah, this is so long ago.
and
No,
there was only like 10 teams in the NBA at the time.
yeah, but the Patriots made their run in the 21st century.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
other team has even come close. Not even the Golden State Warriors, who's won what 3 of 6, 3 of 5, something.
4. They've won
4.
yeah,
Yeah,
4 of the 5 that they've been in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like even their run doesn't even come close to
Yeah.
the Patriots.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy.
I don't think we'll ever see that again.
No, I don't think so.
But
In that Giant Saints game, I felt bad for DeVito with the concussion incident. Is it confirmed that like he was actually concussed, or were they just being cautious? Or
he took a hard hit to his head. And
I mean, yeah, I saw him lay flat afterwards. Like, as someone who's had multiple concussions in his life, bro is concussed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they need to be careful though, because I feel like DeVito knows somebody who knows somebody that's going to take somebody out on the Saints. So,
can you get that? Can you do that in New Orleans? Like,
yeah, can watch your cannolis? You might get cut off. I don't know.
I will say I saw this tweet about DeVito. He was supposed to go to this like family-run Italian restaurant, and they were going to pay him like 10 grand to be there. And then after he won his 3rd straight game, he said, "I need 20 grand to go instead," and they said no because they couldn't afford it.
10 grand.
Yeah, they're like, we're a small Italian restaurant.
Yeah,
we have 20 grand.
Yeah, they're like, dog, this ain't Olive Garden. We not a corporation.
You weren't even a person like 4 weeks ago, and you're winning 20 grand.
He's an AI generated image that just happens to play football.
Well, actually, I saw another tweet in like high school rankings coming in college. DeVito was higher ranked than Kenny Pickett and there was another one. I forget who. But there are a couple quarterbacks that are like really good in college now, or that are in the NFL that DeVito ranked higher in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was like, I did not see that coming.
I think it's cool though that he gets to play for his hometown team. You know, so
I like when that happens.
And then I do want to say Panthers Falcons. Our locksmith got that one right. JPry the Sports Guy. He seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Apparently, the law of average.
The law of averages. With a whopping 9 points.
In a tsunami. Making 3 field goals is already hard for a normal human being. And then throw some rain and wind in there.
Yeah, dude.
Kicker. Who even is their kicker?
Ugly game. Just yeah. I just thought it was funny that it worked out that way.
No, yeah. Arthur Smith needs to go. You draft a running back 7th overall. He fumbles 1 time, and you give him 0 touches the rest of the game.
No, yeah, you can't. Bijan's an animal, bro.
He's a beast.
And yeah, you can't do that. I mean, I get if you want to teach a lesson and he's got to sit out a series, totally get it, But yeah, dude, if you're wanting to win games, you don't bench your best player.
Yeah, especially when it's a 2-point game, or at that 1 point, a 1-point game, and you're winning.
And especially whenever it's, they could have really used some additional running yards. That it was definitely the right weather for that versus throwing. So yeah, you can't be doing all that.
Not at all.
Yeah. Let's see what's next on the docket. Bears Browns. That was Battle of the Mid.
Battle of Mid. Yep.
Oh, actually, Cleveland's 9-5.
They're the most mid 9-5 team I think I've ever seen. They've used 4 different quarterbacks this year.
That is incredible.
Yep. And Deshaun Watson has, I think, the worst record of the 4 that they're paying $300 million for.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
I'm glad that happened.
That's what happens when you put your hands where they're not supposed to be.
Oopsies.
Oopsies.
But yeah, Darnell Mooney dropped a Hail Mary pass that would have won them the game. And
oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that. I did not watch this game because I didn't even know that Cleveland had this good of a record. So I was just like, eh.
And in the first quarter, Fields rolled out, and their wide receiver on the left side, their wide receiver one ran across to the right and dropped a wide open touchdown. Hit him right in the hands. Couldn't hold on. And yeah.
I feel like there was a decent amount of that just across the NFL this week of just drop touchdown passes.
Yeah, Bears had 2. Who else had some?
I'm trying to remember now. Because I remember a non-orange jersey, somebody dropping a touchdown pass. See, I came prepared with all
I think
them.
Jacksonville had one, but I think it was really close. Like he was almost in bounds.
Oh, well, that one should have been a catch.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about the Calvin Ridley one, right?
His butt was in.
Yeah, his butt and his entire shin. But
I don't understand catches. Don't think I ever will. Don't think anyone ever will.
Yeah, as a Cowboys fan, I know all about catching calls. I could be an expert.
But the Rams are looking good all of a sudden.
They did beat the Commies, didn't they?
Yeah, but they're fighting for a playoff spot.
I mean, I'm all for it. Anytime you can beat down Washington,
Yeah, I'm Washington.
Yeah, I'm about that life. I like to make fun of Washington, but I don't like Washington, obviously.
No one likes Washington.
But yeah, I mean, Stafford looked good. Oh, dude, Kyren Williams has been in my opinion, one of the best stories of the year, just as far as just how good he's been.
The Rams have 2. Puka Nacua and Kyren Williams.
Oh, yeah, they do have Puka too, don't they?
Like,
when we get into our black versus white Pro Bowl team thing, yeah, we're going to be talking about Puka.
I'll bring it up again, but I saw another tweet that said, can we have Team Islanders? Because they had a full offense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they would have Tua.
Yeah.
That'd be a solid team.
Yeah.
Look at the NFL becoming more diverse.
Let me see if I can find the tweet while we keep talking.
Let's see. Chiefs Pats, I feel like that went just about how we thought.
Tony causing another interception.
Yeah. Niners Cardinals, exactly how we thought it would go. I mean, Cardinals put up more points than I thought that they would.
Yeah, I did not expect them to put up 29.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been that bad if Murray didn't throw that pick 6 as well.
Yeah. But they definitely had some good ground game stuff going. But
yeah.
I mean, I feel like there is a decent drop off between the 49ers and the rest of the league, even with the Ravens. I think that in that head to head, they're going to really I guess there's always a time and a place, any given Sunday. But at least right now, where we're currently standing at, 49ers are frightening.
Yeah, especially with Mitchell just going down with that scary knee injury for the Ravens. That's 2 running backs now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're also down Andrews too.
Yeah, Isaiah likely still good.
No, yeah, and he's a great athlete too, which helps him. But there definitely still is the communication drop off between Likely and Lamar. So. Yeah. Cowboys Bills, we're just going to skip over that, and Ravens Jaguars. You said timeout, flag on the play. What you want?
I just want to say Tanner and I called this last week. If the Cowboys had to rely on the run game, they weren't going to win. They couldn't throw the ball, and then all of a sudden James Cook popped off for like 210 all-purpose yards.
That's what it really was. Yeah. Cowboys run defense freaking sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
They did not address a single thing from last year's defense sucking with the run.
Yeah, what did Cook finish with? Like 173 rushing yards or
It
something
was something
stupid.
ridiculous. I mean, whenever he just bulldozed through like three of our defenders up the gut and like they tackled him finally at like the 2 yard line, I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be a good day.
Yeah,
And if you let a team beat you with the run, it's so hard to catch up.
yeah,
So yeah,
because it takes away the time and it just wears you down.
yeah. So hoping for better results next week.
Yeah, Baltimore, what we expected.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence getting hurt again.
man made of glass
Yeah,
bones.
I saw another statistic. Him and Daniel Jones first three
Identical.
seasons. Yeah,
Identical. I that blew
Lawrence
my
has one
mind when I
extra
saw it.
win.
Who has one extra one?
Lawrence has one extra win.
Oh, whoop-de freaking do.
Yeah, but they are
It's
the
Daniel
same
Jones.
player.
I think he's also got an extra pick or two in that as well with
Yeah,
the same amount of touchdowns. So
he has the extra win, but he has more picks. So take your
so
pick.
yeah, take that with a grain of salt.
So they're the same person. So,
And then last on the docket, the one that I want to talk
mm,
about. And I will make sure, because we do have a timer, I'm making sure that we don't talk about it too long, even though I would love to.
too long.
Eagles losing to the Seahawks.
I love the Seahawks. I don't know why. I just love the
Oh
Seahawks.
yeah, even back during like the Legion of Boom days, that's
Yeah.
really what got me into it.
Yeah.
As a Cowboys fan, especially one that was born after the last Super Bowl was won, you have to stick to other teams during the playoffs.
Yeah. I always
to
have
really
a team
make
from the
stuff.
AFC and the team from the NFC. So the Seahawks are my NFC team.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Russell Wilson back when he was over there. I'm not a huge Broncos Russell Wilson guy, but Seahawks for us, different dude.
I have his color rush jersey in my closet.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Drew Lock with an absolute he almost overthrew him. Almost. Najigba really had to extend it. That way
That's
that was
okay.
at his
Yeah.
fingertips.
I saw a
Hell of a
comparison
catch,
video
too.
with Najigba. The Ohio State Buckeyes ran that exact same play in a Rose Bowl game, and Najigba caught a game-winning touchdown pass in that game. Exact same play, exact same route. It was identical.
Well, he is a Texas born and raised product, so shout out to the Lone Star State.
Then
Which
decided
I
to come
don't
up
live
to
in
good old
anymore.
Ohio.
Well, cool. That concludes our weekly roundup of everything that we looked through as far as the games from last week. We're going to kick it to a quick commercial break real fast, and then we will be back to talk about the playoff picture. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Is that copyrighted?
Sadly, we don't have a sponsor for this episode. Maybe because it's only our second one. So if you feel like sponsoring us, message us on one of our social medias or email us at fourthdownfiasco@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the episode.
All right, and welcome back, everyone. So we are going to take a look at this upcoming week's worth of regular season games that have major playoff implications. There we go. So starting off with New Orleans and Los Angeles. That is the Thursday game, I do believe. Yes. It is.
So, yeah, both sitting at 7-7. Rams currently hold the 7th seed, while the Saints hold the 9th seed. So they're 2 games back behind, or 2 spots back behind Seattle. However, Tampa Bay is leading their division at 7-7. So New Orleans could go from out of the playoffs to winning a division in the next couple weeks.
Golly, I think that that'll be a fun game.
Yeah.
I think Thursday will be a fun game.
And I believe whoever loses this game is out of the playoffs. Unless something crazy happens. Because
I thought if Los Angeles lost, they were still...
They'd be 7-8. So it would depend on what Minnesota, Seattle, New Orleans, and I don't know if they hold the tiebreaker over Atlanta or Green Bay.
Let me see. I'm pulling it up real quick.
Yeah.
Wins tiebreaker over New Orleans. Division tiebreak was used to eliminate Seattle, or was initially used to eliminate Seattle. I don't see anything else about that except for,
Yeah, but it would depend on if Atlanta or Green Bay won. I don't know if they hold any tiebreakers over them.
Fair enough.
Because then they'd all be sitting at the same record. But losing with 2 weeks left after this week is going to have some damaging.
And yeah, if you're Los Angeles, you want to go ahead and take care of business because Seattle's playing Tennessee this week.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And
my boy Drew Lock be putting that shit on.
Does it still fit? Did you see that one? He was like...
Yeah.
Man. Lock. I love Drew Lock.
Me too. He's another one of those dudes that, great backup quarterback. You just get good culture guy. He's a Jameis Winston in his own right.
Jameis Winston, his briefcase the other day. Oh, that was hysterical.
God, I love Jameis Winston. Yeah. So how are you feeling about your Bengals going up against Pittsburgh?
So they benched Mitchell Trubisky.
Sick.
So now Mason Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is starting. I'm not as scared as their defense now because I think Minkah Fitzpatrick is out and their other safety just got suspended for the rest of the year because of that hit on Michael Pittman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that secondary is going to be a little shaky.
Yeah, and if Browning can continue what he's doing, that would be nice. But
that would be nice.
Chase will be out for this week with a separated shoulder.
Oof.
Yeah, they said he only missed 1 week, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But we have a deep enough wide receiver room. We'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. I think y'all have plenty of talent.
Yeah, and the last time Chase missed a game was against Pittsburgh, and T. Higgins went for like 170 yards or something stupid.
Hey, as long as he can stretch his arms 76 yards like he did that last time, just the full length of the football field, just those long-ass arms, he'll be fine.
Yeah. And what confuses me is our offensive line is now one of the top in the league with Burrow out.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't beat it with Burrow in. So at least our offensive line's playing well.
Yeah. And they're like, we really have to protect this guy.
Yeah, we don't have I like A.J. McCarron. He came in a couple weeks ago when Browning got hurt for a couple plays and threw a touchdown pass that got called back. But 2 plays in, he just threw a beautiful dot to T. Higgins.
Well, I'm just saying more so that, it's different whenever you have a guy that can run around and make things happen, but it's a little different whenever their offensive line needs to step up just a smidge,
Yeah.
But, Buffalo Chargers, hopefully the Chargers don't get smacked as bad as they did last week. I still think Buffalo's going to run away.
Oh, yeah. Buffalo's on a tear right now. During the Cowboys game last week, it was showing their average margin of victory was 14-point-something points per game, which was third in the NFL. And their average margin of loss was like 4.2 points a game.
I was about to say it was like 3 or 4 points, wasn't it?
Which is also third in the NFL. So when Buffalo wins, they win. But when they lose, it's on a game-winning field goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Indy, Atlanta.
The Falcons are such a confusing team.
I know. I don't even know what to make of that game.
Heineke's starting. They bench Ritter again.
No, I really don't know what to make of this game.
The Colts wide receiver 1 is out. I like Minshew still. I want the Falcons to win just because the Bengals playoff hopes, but I think the Colts are going to win.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Seattle, Tennessee. I think Seattle's about to smack Tennessee.
Yeah, and I think Geno Smith will be back because he was almost playing yesterday.
Even if he's not back again, my boy Lock be out there.
Yeah, that's a lock.
That's a lock. Shout out to JPry the Sports Guy. Detroit versus Minnesota.
Detroit's just going to eat them. Nick Mullins can't do much.
Yeah.
Especially and it's going to be played like last week.
Remind me, because I know that not all the cold weather stadiums have open roofs. Is Minnesota one of them that's closed? I can't remember.
They built that new stadium a couple years ago, the Dome.
Okay. Then if weather's not going to factor into anything, because if it's a snow game or wind chill is -10, then anybody can win any game.
Yeah.
But
But no, this is inside, sitting probably at 73 degrees inside.
Oh yeah. Detroit will probably do their thing. The Commies versus the Jets. That's going to be an ugly game,
That's
but I'm
going to be
sure.
a fun one.
Yeah, that is going to be like a 9-6 type of game.
And I love that. I do. I really do.
Oh man, Green Bay Green Bay at Carolina. Green Bay will have probably a bounce back week.
Yeah, against Carolina, I think.
Yeah, law of averages states.
2 wins a year.
Yeah, not 3, just 2 for whatever reason. Cleveland at Houston. Ooh,
that should be a really good game.
That might be really fun.
I hope Stroud is back, and I hope Collins is back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of torn.
That might be a.
I don't want to root for Cleveland, but I need to.
I have a friend who's a Houston fan, and he's really been enjoying the season. I like C.J. Stroud. So
I love Stroud. I love the Texans. I just wish they weren't the same record as the Bengals.
That's fair. Yeah, you have to deal with that. I don't. Yeah. So,
like the AFC playoff race is absolutely
wild.
Weird.
Yeah. Let's see. Jacksonville, Tampa Bay.
That should be another good one, honestly.
It's in Tampa, though.
I think Tampa's gonna win.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, especially unless they come out with a slump after last week. But or the momentum.
Arizona at Chicago.
Chicago's gonna win that.
Chicago,
because they should have won last week.
I don't know. I mean, Kyler got his tune-up game.
He's been playing for the last couple weeks.
He has been? When did he come back?
When they traded Josh Dobbs.
Oh. Yeah, well. Goes to show how much I keep up with the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, no, not many people do.
Yeah.
But they did beat your Cowboys, so...
Hey. Speaking of which, next on the list, Dallas at Miami.
Once again...
I don't know how I feel.
I saw a stat. It is the first matchup in history of teams that combined for 20-plus wins, and they've only beaten one combined over 500 team.
Well, that's not true because Seattle's over 500 now, and Cowboys beat them and the Eagles. So
Seattle's 7-7.
Well, they had a winning record when we beat them, so
but not anymore.
Well,
but this game could be 45-40 or 3-0. Who knows what happens?
Truly, yeah. Both teams are just so up and down. And for no real reason either. I feel like both teams have good game plans going into things. Sorry, I'm having to plug in my laptop charger. But, it's like they can just get out-schemed so easily. They only have one way to win, both teams.
Yeah. I hope they tie. I think that'd just be perfect.
No, because I need us to...
You need to win, but with how their season's going, I feel like it'd be perfect to end in a tie.
I can't keep expecting the Eagles to lose games.
No, yeah, that's how they've dropped 3 in a row is beyond me.
I know. We're quite lucky on our end, so I'll take it.
New
England at Denver. My money's on Denver.
Yeah, I think New England's such a weird team again. Their defense is really good.
Fair.
But their offense is so hit and miss.
Booty cheeks.
Yeah. Zeke has been playing well, though. And they played well against Pittsburgh, who has a solid defense. And they didn't play bad against the Chiefs. It's just also the Chiefs are good.
Yeah, fair.
So I could see this game going either way. But yeah, in Denver, I think Denver
Yeah,
wins.
I mean, if it weren't in Denver, I think I'd be more willing to say New England. I really do think that with this particular matchup, it's just who has home field advantage because Denver is so hot and cold. 1 week they look like the absolute worst team in the NFL, and then other weeks you're like, wow, Denver's out there kicking ass.
It seems so far ago that they lost by 40 points.
That they and had the worst loss, definitely of the season, and one of in history.
Yeah. And then Raiders, Kansas City.
I just realized we have 3 Monday games.
Wait, what? Ew. Why?
Yeah, we have an 11 a.m. Monday game.
I feel like that's a typo.
That has to be. Sorry, I'm.
Oh no, it's Christmas Day.
Oh, duh. That would be why.
It's like,
okay.
Like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they're like, 95% of the country's going to have the day off. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Not quite as mad about it.
Hey, the Raiders just put up 63 points. The Chiefs don't have a very good defense.
Yeah, but it was the Chargers that they were playing.
I'm just saying.
I think that the game will be definitely close, to some degree, but I think Kansas City is definitely going to do what they do.
They just put one of their wide receivers on IR. Sky Moore, I think, just went on IR.
So yeah, and they have a bunch of no-name wide receivers who don't do shit anyways.
Yeah, but now they're going to have to rely on Tony and Rashid Rice more. And their 3 tight end package that they throw out there because they have no other wide receivers. Yeah. I love seeing 3 tight ends on the field. It's great.
Just a lot of beef.
Yeah.
Just a lot. That's what the white versus black, that's what the white team would have to do, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. And especially when they all look like Travis Kelce, which is weird. Like they're all like within one number of each other, like it's 87, 86, 85.
Yeah.
Just throw them all out there. Like good luck.
They're all just like big beefy white guys.
Which one is Travis Kelce? One's better than the others, so good luck.
New York at Philly. Yeah, Philly will probably win this one. But I'm going to be a hater, and I'm going to say New York. I'm going to be a hater and say New York.
Haters going to hate.
Haters going to hate. And then
we cap
the best matchup of the week.
Which is probably a Super Bowl rematch or a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, honestly. Baltimore at San Francisco.
That's going to be fun.
That is going to be a fun
That
game.
Should be electric.
Yeah. I still give San Fran the edge, especially since it'll be in San Fran. But I think that this game's decided by 3 points, and I think it's whoever has the ball last.
Yeah, I agree. Whoever makes the stop there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it should be good.
Well, cool. That is the projection for this upcoming week's worth of games. Before we get into the black versus white Pro Bowl, we're going to go kick it on over to our locksmith, JPry the Sports Guy, who's going to tell you what are the guaranteed locks for this upcoming slate of games. We'll be right back.
Yeah! Well, howdy, bitches. It's your boy JPry the Sports Guy, a.k.a. the Locksmith. And this week, I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. Now, you listen to me, all right? No dipping them out this time just because the wife don't like how yellow it make my tea, but we still got the whiskey with us. So make sure you don't listen to a single word that I say. I do want to start off by saying that I was right about the Panthers game, though, however. Panthers did, in fact, accidentally win that game. So I just want to add a little bit of my credibility to the table.
Credibility!
Since today's a shorter episode and we got the holidays around the corner, I'm gonna just give you 3 locks this week, okay? Not 5, but 3 locks this week. Now stay with me, okay? The first guaranteed lock that we got is the Bills versus the Chargers. And I'm letting y'all know right now, with the way that the Bills gonna handle business on Sunday, they should be charged with how they handle the Chargers. And when I say handle, I'm talking like Deshaun Watson and Robert Kraft, you feel me?
I'm talking illegal shit.
Next on our list, we got Cardinals versus Bears, and I'm just asking y'all right now, does a bear shit in the woods? I couldn't tell you, but I know that a bird shits everywhere, so hey, Cardinals gonna win that thing, Kyler Murray's gonna have a good bounce back game, and it's good to see him back on that field. Yeah! That's the Texas grown product right there. Then lastly, while I was wrong last week about the Cowboys, I ain't gonna be wrong again about the Cowboys. Cowboys are going to the 305 to hang 10 and ride some fin, you feel me? I don't even think this game's gonna be close, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I say Dallas wins by a good 14 points. Like your mama, bitch. That's all the guaranteed locks I have today. I want to just say thank y'all so much. I'm gonna send it on back over to Jordan Danny. Have a Merry Christmas, bitches.
Well, thanks, JPry, for sending it back to us, and, a lot of insightful stuff there. I know your wife said to take out the dip. You might want to drop the whiskey, too. But we're back. It's Danny and I, and we've got an interesting little thing to look into. Instead of doing any type of like drafting or anything else for the last segment, we are going to be talking about Rashad Mendenhall's Twitter comments that have led to a lot of speculation about what a Pro Bowl would look like if it were black folk versus white folk.
Yeah, that sparked a lot of debate.
The one thing that I did appreciate though was this definitely could have led to a much uglier outcome on the internet, especially given the fact that it was on Twitter.
Yeah.
But hey, I gotta shout you white folk out. Y'all took that in stride and made it fun.
Yeah. Did you see Max Crosby's breakdown?
Oh my
Or
gosh,
not Max
yes.
Crosby, Will Compton.
Or no, Will Compton.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
breakdown. Oh,
Freaking brilliant.
amazing.
Yeah, just it would be a lot closer than I think Mendenhall wanted it to be whenever he first made those comments.
Yeah. And we talked about it the other day as well in the defensive back position. There's a white cornerback on the Dolphins. I think his name's Ethan Boner. And he played last week, and he had a couple nice pass breakups.
Wait, and you said he played for Miami?
Yeah.
Oh, then he would know how to lock up Tyreek because he do that in practice. Granted, nobody can actually lock up Tyreek, but
we're back. We're winning.
We're back. I just realized what you said. But truly though, it would definitely be a lot closer. That 3 tight end set that you love so much, man.
Big beefy boys with big offensive linemen. Good luck stopping Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. That would be, and I know that there's only so many wide receivers that are like exceptional or anything like that, but you still got Cooper Kupp, who would be a problem. And Puka Nacua can't say the N-word, so I think he might get to play on Team White Boy.
Yeah. Was that? Did Compton say that? He's like, if you say it or if you don't say it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's why they were like, that's because Tua's half black. I think they were like, yeah, Tua could say it.
I don't think it
so I was like, all right, so Tua would be on Team Black.
You wouldn't need him anyways, but yeah.
No, you would just have probably Lamar in there.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Team White Boy probably would have the better offensive lineman.
Yeah, we would definitely have the better offensive lineman.
Yeah. Might even have the better defensive line too.
Oh yeah. Our defensive line is scary.
Because I'm thinking about the black side of this, and outside of Aaron Donald, there's nobody really that gets to be in the
Myles Garrett.
Oh yeah, Myles Garrett. Duh. Okay. So you would have Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett as your 2 superstars versus
you could take
the Bosa brothers, TJ Watt
as well on your side in the A gap. BJ Hill, he's one of the best run stoppers in the NFL. You just put him right against the center.
They'll need that against CMC.
Yeah.
I love how you said your team.
If anyone's watching this podcast, you'd understand.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. My light is kind of washing me out, and I do have the Puerto Rican hair. I'm half black for those of our listeners who can't tell by my whitewashed ass voice.
I'm not.
Thanks, Danny. No, yeah, I think Team White has a chance. I mean, with only one competent cornerback, though.
Apparently, there's a good recruit coming out of Iowa.
But we're talking about current NFL players. So maybe we'll do this one again next year.
Yeah.
And preview that Pro Bowl.
Yeah, you guys did. Compton was saying what? We'd rush 3 and drop 8. Because even with the 3 best pass rushers, you can't really stop them. And then you have to navigate an 8-person zone.
But I'm just thinking, there's still some pretty darn good black offensive linemen out there,
But
you've got I hate the guy on the 49ers. I'm spacing on his name now. He's kind of dirty. Trent Williams, yeah.
And
you got Trent, you got Tyler Smith,
Yeah. there's
got some good black offensive linemen in there.
both teams would be good. I saw people trying to make up imaginary lines for the game,
Mm-hmm.
and someone was like 21 and a half. Like,
No,
blacks. I was like, you're what? I was like, there's no way.
no.
If Team White got the ball, they'd drain the full first quarter.
Oh yeah,
They would just run the ball, run down the 40-second play clock every time.
Honestly, it comes down to who scores first, really, in this particular scenario. I feel
Whoever gets
like
ball first,
yeah.
and if you can go for 2 for 1 at the end of the half.
Yeah, I think, and I feel like head coaches there's definitely a slight advantage for Team White, but you'd have Mike Tomlin for Team Black, and you'd be just fine. Think about if Mike Tomlin had Lamar Jackson
offense.
Yeah, just a competent team in general.
Yeah.
I personally, I think over under 2.5 for Team Black.
Yeah. Depends on where you play.
Yeah.
You're playing in the north or the south.
What you trying to say with all that?
Minnesota or Texas?
Oh, okay. Sorry. My mind went to a totally different set of racial jokes. And on that beautiful, beautiful note,
wow.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and those who maybe not categorize as anything else, for listening to the Fourth Down Fiasco.
This is fiasco.
What was that?
It's a bunch of fiasco.
Oh, everything that comes out of my mouth is a fiasco. But yeah, again, we thank you all for listening. This has been Danny Weber, Jordan Pryor, and we hope to we hope to be with y'all next week, and we'll have more for you, and probably more dumb shit. So
yep, definitely that part.